Hey guys, I'm back to another game review. Today we are taking a look at The Last of Us Remastered, released on the PlayStation 4.
After finishing The Last of Us 2 times over, once playing it normally and the other time playing it on New Game Plus, I heard about The Last of Us being remastered on PS4. I honestly didn't want to think much of it since, I just finished the game 2 times. And you know what, I didn't really buy a PS4 until much more recently, which the game actually came with it, because you know what, the PS4 actually looks like it's getting some games soon, like Uncharted 4. Now, since I've already reviewed The Last of Us a year ago, I'm basically going to be going over what the remaster did to the game, basically, which is basically all presentation-wise. So the gameplay and story remain the same. The only difference within gameplay I found was the controller you're using. The crafting button is now mapped to the touchpad, and the L2 and R2 buttons are now your firing buttons on the PS4 controller, unlike on the PS3, you had the L1 and R1 buttons as your firing buttons. Personally, I could not get used to this new format for shooting, so they do have an option to go and switch these around, luckily. The touchpad doesn't really get much functionality as, a touchpad would, which I'm completely fine with. And the major difference between the PS4 and PS3 version is graphic-wise and frame rate. The PS4 version now runs at 1080p and 60 frames per second, and on top of that, they do have new models for these characters. The 1080p really does make this game look great, and like I said in my previous review, the game only ran at 720p I believe natively, and the fact that now it's on the PS4, they could obviously bump it up to 1080p, and the game just looks a hell of a lot better, even though the game still looked great on the PS3, pushing the PS3 to its limit. The 60 frames per second also makes the game look a hell of a lot better. There is an option to go and change it back to 30, which I'm pretty sure some people might want to do that, but if you really want to go and see what 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second really do, just change between the options here and there, just move around the world, change from 60 to 30, and you'll definitely see the difference. I personally have. The remaster version also comes with a bunch of DLC, like the Left Behind story piece and a bunch of other multiplayer stuff. And as a person that played the game now 3 times over, I can confidently say that the remaster version of The Last of Us is the definitive version to play this game, especially if you own a PS4, because this game is just outstanding.
So with this game again being critically acclaimed across the board, I would highly recommend this game if you haven't played The Last of Us at all. But if you have played the PS3 version and have no interest in playing it again, don't pick it up. But if you do want to play it again and want to play it on the PS4, pick it up obviously. But wait for the price to drop, that's what I would do, to be around like $30, that's what I would do. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video again. See you guys next time with more videos. Game on, gamers!